Introduction: the hidden power of present seduction, a word often misunderstood. It's not about rushing. It's not about grabbing attention with flashy gestures or impulsive moves. It's not found in the urgency to conquer or impress. The true art of seduction, quiet, magnetic, unforgettable, comes from one place: your presence, not the presence you perform, but the presence you embody. The calm, grounded, intentional awareness of someone who knows who they are, who isn't in a hurry, and who doesn't need to prove anything. In a world where everything screams for attention, those who are truly present are rare. And that rarity, that's seductive. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding the depth of connection and learning how your energy, your stillness, and your authenticity can say more than words ever will. Part 1. Why impulse? Weekend's true attraction impulse might feel powerful in the moment, but it's fleeting. Think about the last time someone came on too strong. Maybe they complimented you too quickly. Maybe they touched your arm too soon. Maybe they tried too hard to impress too soon to know you. You felt something but not desire. If you felt pressure, then pressure doesn't seduce, it repels. Impulse is the enemy of connection. It's driven by ego, by fear of missing out, by the urge to be seen, chosen, validated right now. But when someone is rushing, they're not feeling, they're not present, they're not with you. They're with their fear, and fear is never. Sexy. On the other hand, presence. Presence whispers, I see you, I hear you. I'm not trying to take from you, I'm simply here, holding space for you. That changes everything. Part 2. What presence actually feels like presence doesn't need to speak loudly. It doesn't need to fill the silence. It doesn't need to impress. Presence is when someone sits with you and you feel more seen in 1 minute of silence than in hours of talking. When someone listens without waiting to respond. When they look into your eyes, not to charm you, but to understand you. When they speak with their eyes, their posture, their energy, not with manipulation, but with stillness. It's that moment when you meet someone and time slows down. Not because they're trying to make it special, but because they are fully there, not distracted, not overthinking, not planning their next move. Just there, and that grounded presence says to your nervous system, you're safe, you're seen, you're not being rushed. That's what creates desire. Part 3. The psychology behind magnetic presence. Let's talk brain chemistry. When someone is impulsive, what's happening internally? Usually, it's a cocktail of dopamine and anxiety. The mind is chasing reward. It's acting on survival instincts. And in that space, they can't tune into another person's energy, emotions, or subtleties. But presence. Presence activates something deeper: oxytocin and parasympathetic calm. When we feel safe and seen, our guard lowers. Our heart opens. Our attraction grows organically. The nervous system of a present person regulates the nervous system of others. This is called core regulation, and it's at the core of intimacy. Think of someone you trusted deeply. They didn't overwhelm you. They didn't rush you. Okay? They made you feel like there was nowhere else to be. That is presence. That is seductive. Part 4. Why slowness is the new confident seduction. That lasts, doesn't happen in seconds. It unfolds. Like a glance held a little longer. A voice that pauses before it speaks. A moment of silence that isn't awkward because the connection is enough. Slowness isn't weakness, it's confidence. Only people who feel secure within themselves can move slowly because they're not afraid of silence. They're not afraid of space. They're not afraid to wait. Slowness allows room for emotions to breathe. It honors the present moment. Signals, I don't need anything from you. I'm just here, and that's enough. It's the difference between craving attention and being magnetic. Part 5. The subtle language of the present body. Not just in the words, it's in how you carry yourself. A present person walks differently. They don't fidget. They don't dart their eyes around the room. They're not glued to their phone, they're rooted. They breathe deeply. They take their time turning toward someone. They hold eye contact, not to dominate, but to connect. There. Body language says, I'm not chasing, I'm receiving. And I trust what's meant for me won't miss me. There's no tension, no need to impress, just presence. Poise, power, and people notice, even if they don't know why they're drawn. And they are Part 6, How to Cultivate Seductive Presence at Home. This isn't something you fake, something you practice. Here's how to begin. 1. Practice deep. Stillness. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each morning doing nothing but breathing. Eyes closed. Focus on the rise and fall of your breath. Presence begins here. 2. Slow down your movements throughout the day. Move slower. Walk slower, speak slower. Allow space in your gestures. Seduction lives in subtlety. 3. Turn off the noise, silence the distractions. Put your phone down. Look people in the eye. Be with them fully, just for 30 seconds at a time. It rewires your nervous system for deeper presence. 4. Listen without planning when someone talks. Resist the urge to plan your response. Just listen. Feel their words. Let their emotions guide your awareness. 5. Honor the pause before reacting. Pause. Before responding, breathe. Presence lives in the space between impulses. These micro practices train your body and mind to remain here now. And over time, people will start feeling the shift even if you say nothing at all. Part 7. The impact you have without trying when you carry seductive presence. People feel safe around you. They feel seen. They lean in emotionally, spiritually, even physically. You become someone whose energy lingers. It's not because you chased it, but because your presence invited it. Seduction isn't about trying to get someone. It's about being so deeply grounded in yourself that others can feel their own depth around you. This is what makes someone unforgettable. Part 8. Rewriting the modern narrative of seduction. Culture often teaches us to be loud, fast, bold. 2. Text first, show up flashy. Be the most charming one in the room. But the truth? Real seduction happens when you do less, not more. It happens when you're quiet enough to notice someone's breath shift. When you're still enough to feel what's not being said. When you're grounded enough to let the moment unfold on its own time. The world doesn't need more performers. It needs more presences. People who aren't there to take, but to witness. To share energy without expectation. To be the calm in someone else's storm. That's where true intimacy begins. Conclusion: presence is your superpower if you remember nothing else. Remember this: the most seductive people aren't loud. They're not the fastest, the boldest, or the most obvious. They're the ones who make you feel safe, seen, and held just by being near, because they're present. They aren't chasing anything. They are the still point. And in that stillness, something magical happens. Desire blooms. Connection deepens. Trust forms. So today, don't try harder. Don't perform louder. Instead, breathe. Be here. Look. Feel. Let your presence be enough. Because it is a quiet invitation. From Awaken Mindset, this message stirred something in you. If you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting by simply being, then join us. Awaken Mindset is a space where we explore the deep, the subtle, the powerful truths that no one teaches but everyone feels. If you found value in this reflection, share it. If it moved you, subscribe. And if you're ready for more, stay with us, because the journey inward, that's where the real magnetism begins. Give, subscribe to Awaken Mindset gives. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Gives. And above all, stay present.